tokenizations of transactions. So it's also the whole Bitcoin blockchain. It's very new. People don't really trust it. So this is also something you need to get trust in it. Also the banks are very wary of it. As I said, we have this use case with Commerzbank, where they are now also experimenting with an e-wallet for these kind of tokenized transactions. But it's for sure also a change with how we handle payment transactions and money today. Reduced freedom in the legacy system setup. So you need to communicate with this central ledger that is there. So this will also mean that you have less freedom in customizing the system and the setup up to your own business needs and doing your own strange things there. So you need to accommodate in order to do better business with your pastor. Reduced risk of financial frauds. Paying to the wrong bank account, that's a topic I will come to later on if I'm going to talk about master data in the blockchain. As the contract is running centrally, everybody is responsible for the maintenance of his own master data. So the risk that someone is, it's something that really happens, that people are finding their way into a communication between us and a business partner or the body. You false email address and then say, we have changed our bank accounts, please pay to the bank account. So this is all possibilities for cheating that exist with this offline communicating via mail. So if you have the central ledger and the smart contracts, these risks for fraud will also be reduced. And it will mean that you need to reorganize your payables and receivables process. I haven't given this presentation yet in our department. I might do it next year after year-end closing. But if I tell this to the people of payables and receivables, some might get nervous. You can imagine we have over 100 persons working in each of them, so that would be 200, 250 persons in Berlin alone in our hub, where I say, maybe your job is at stake. And most of the time, the people are even quite relaxed, but it's especially the manager that become nervous because they have to deal with people and questions of their people. I can tell this from my position, but so that's also a change management topic that you need to observe if you introduce these kind of new technologies, what for impact it has on people and how sensitive these kind of things can be. Good. Yeah, what is a smart contract? So I explained it before. A smart contract is basically a program contract that then also executes itself when certain prerequisites are given. And this meanwhile, with geolocation and so, can be fully automated. So when the trucks pass the fences that we have, it's different geolocation. These received good issues can be made automatically, and then based on that, the payment process can also be started because there was this goods transfer. I mentioned in the beginning insurance. So there was this guy that on the Ethereum blockchain that made an insurance against bike race. So that's how I basically came to this topic of smart contracts, and then triggered me supply chain. We have a lot of supply chain transactions where our goods, we can follow our goods, and we have also certain chemicals need to be at a certain temperature and things like that, where this kind of data is measured automatically. And this can then also be parameters in a smart contract that are given there to execute themselves. Copyright and gaming. Gaming I mentioned already before. Smart contract can also be, for example, if you have a certain text and someone is copying parts of your text or something, that you're automatically paid for it as an author if someone is using your text. So these are also usages of smart contracts, so can be very different. Yeah, what are the downsides? So I mentioned before, it's immutable, it's unstoppable. So this also means you cannot act on it anymore. So if it starts running, you have to undergo it. There's no human interaction anymore, and you can't optimize it for your own paying or policy making. But also still, that's with these whole technologies, at the moment it's still in niches, and of course in niches this always works well. If you do your whole business on such a blockchain transactions, what is the scalability? Doesn't everything fall together? So blockchain is also very energy intensive, which is today also a problem, of course. So there, to really perform this on a major, big level, that's still a problem. They also have legal aspects, of course, that are always in the I have here a link. I guess you can distribute the presentation later on. To an explanation of a smart contract on YouTube. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah.
In Germany we have this bad word called Arbeitnehmervertretung, and is it for you a problem? Because I think with this kind of technology, and BASF is a big company, you will lose or reduce your personal or the people. And is this difficult for you right now, or
no, I talk for Berlin now. Basically, we have a very good cooperation with the Works Council. They know we need to increase efficiency because if you are in Berlin for these kind of activities that we have, we need to be innovative. We need to have a few years of advantage on the rest of the world. Otherwise, it's cheaper to do what we're doing in other countries where the salaries are lower. So there we have a very good cooperation with the Works Council. Of course, they ask questions and they will need insurance from us. But basically, we have a good cooperation with them. It's also one of my jobs to drive our experts and senior experts that for every new application they develop, that they present it to the Works Council so that the Works Council is informed, and then this works quite well. So they are not, per definition, against. We've just going through an efficiency program in Europe where we transferred all the positions to Berlin, but then our task was also to increase efficiency with 30%. Works Council is going on with us there. That's also okay as long as you're growing and we don't have to lay off people. If we go into a situation where we have to lay off people, it might be different, but now this works quite well.